River Parkland.
Mr. Speaker, it's disturbing that Conservatives needed to ask the police to find out that the minister's statement claiming that police recommended the government invoke the Emergencies Act was in fact false. No such recommendations were made by police. The deputy minister tried to explain the minister's claims, saying he was misunderstood. Why did the minister repeatedly fail to give Parliament accurate information, or was he just hoping he wouldn't get caught?
Good point. Honourable Minister of Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, let me quote from the testimony of Commissioner Brenda Lucki of the RCMP in front of the committee that honourable colleague is a member of. She said, and I quote, "When they did come up with the measures," referring to the government, "they came to us to say, would these measures be useful? Then when they were revoking, of course they came to us and said, are you in a position that you no longer need the additional authorities?" It was a consultation. That's precisely what we've said all along. It was the responsible thing to do to invoke the Emergencies Act. And if you want to be a government, you got to know how to protect Canadians, Mr. Speaker. That's what we did.
The honourable member for Sturgeon River Parkland.
Mr. Speaker, the minister's story keeps changing. Invoking the Emergencies Act sets a precedent for our country's history. There is no room for this government to mislead, equivocate, or to be misunderstood. Parliament was led to believe by the Minister of Public Safety that the police asked the government to invoke the Emergencies Act. But now we know that is false. Will the minister show some humility and apologize to Canadians for his inaccurate statements?
Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, you would think that colleague, that honourable member of this chamber, would have the humility to recognize the words that I just said were not from the government, but from the RCMP commissioner in front of the committee, which he was privy to, which he heard. He heard those words. The commissioner said that the government consulted, which is exactly what we've said all along. We sought the advice of law enforcement on the powers that they needed to restore public safety, Mr. Speaker. What we did in invoking the Emergencies Act was the responsible thing to do to protect Canadians' safety.
The honourable member for Leeds.